Hey going guys, Case from ByteWire TV, and welcome to my walkthrough for the For Honor closed beta. When I started the game, I was presented with the task of creating my very own emblem. So you could change things like the outline of the emblem, colours and shapes. It looked a bit like the Battlefield 1 emblem setup you had, where you could put shapes and colours together to hopefully make a picture. And it was pretty extensive. Like, you go through, there were quite a few colours, quite a few shapes. And after I confirmed that I was happy with the emblem I had, I was straight into a domination 4v4 match. Now, load screens for For Honor were pretty quick and they're pretty interesting. Once you get into the load screen, you're given the option of choosing your hero. So when I first started the game, I was of the assumption that you were stuck with a certain faction and you had to sort of go through that faction itself, but it looks like you have the option of choosing different heroes from the get-go, which is pretty good. So domination matches were pretty interesting. It was a well, the map I played was pretty linear, so it was just straight up the middle map. Where you had to secure a couple of points, so A, B and C. You just secure the point like any other game, just stand over the point until the timer ticks over, and then you've secured the point. So I think the game is the first to 1,000 points. I wasn't quite sure. It wasn't really explained very well in any tutorial or anything like that. But objectives aside, I was pretty happy with the action and the gameplay when facing off with different heroes, so the other players on the game, the opposing team. There's a lot going on when it comes to how you fight and what you're supposed to be doing. So they've got this weird setup where you have to sort of snap onto your target. You can't snap onto enemy soldiers, but you can snap onto other players, which was a bit confusing to start with, but once I understood the stance system, I could see how it wouldn't work for you to snap onto enemy soldiers. So the stance system, or I guess you could call it the stance system, is a little bit different. I don't think I've played any games that have anything similar. It's all about snapping onto your target, and then as you can see, choosing where you want to attack from using the mouse. It is a little bit confusing, and it can get sort of out in the way, but it is handy. It adds a little bit of complexity to a fight. So you know, if your enemy is attacking you from the right and your stance to the right, then you can block their attack. And it adds that sort of level of complexity to the fights that you're having. One thing I didn't notice until editing was that you have a couple of, on the bottom sort of left part of the screen, you have a couple of skills or perks, I guess you could say, that you can use using the num keys, or 1 through to 4. They give you like special moves, so the ability to heal a player or to rush through and do extra damage. I didn't get a chance to try those out, but after watching a couple of videos I could see that they were actually pretty imperative to the game, unfortunately. Once your match is finished, you've got the probability of getting rewards from the battlefield. So one thing I didn't notice until after my first match was you've got the option to customize your character. So you can go through matches earning gear and equipment and stuff like that. So you can earn coins that will also give you the option to buy more equipment. Pretty similar to how Counter-Strike cases work. So you'll spend coins on a certain tier, I guess you could say, case, and depending on what kind of case it is, depends on how many items you get and the rarity of the items that you might get as well. I was pretty impressed with how granular customization was. So you could edit anything such as your armor, all the way down to really minute details such as what kind of pummel you want to put on the end of your axe, you know, what type of shaft you want to use. and even different designs of blades. So all of this equipment can be found after completing matches. So you'll go through and you'll have a chance of receiving equipment at the end of a match, as well as buying those crates, I guess you could say. So at time of recording, there were 3 types of matches you could play. So a 1v1 duel, a 2v2 brawl, and then a 4v4 domination. The domination, which I covered off on before, but the 1v1s and the 2v2s were pretty similar to each other, with the exception of the domination. So the domination was all about capturing points, whereas the 1v1 and the 2v2 was best of 5 rounds. Overall, For Honor was a pretty interesting game to play. For the short period of time I did play it, it had some pretty original ideas, such as the combat system that they've got in place and the way the matches work. So I'll leave you with this 1v1 match that I played through, and I hope you enjoyed the video.
Round 2. Round 3. Round 4.